Hello and welcome to Lunch and Learn, presented by Codabears. Today's presentation will be on the Datafix Workbench for Epicor 10. My name is Bill Golis. I'll be today's presenter. Thank you for joining us for today's Lunch and Learn. The E10 Datafix Workbench. It's an Epicor utility designed to address SQL database corruption or data anomalies in your E10 database. This tool is not installed on the E10.0 base system, but it is preloaded on E10.1 and beyond. I will be going through this presentation as well as doing a demonstration on the install and usage of the tool. The install will be done in 10.0 as it's already installed, as I said, on 10.1. To do the install, there's a SQL script that will be provided from Epicor. It needs to be run on the SQL server that is servicing your 10.0 installation. The script creates a menu item at System Management, Upgrade, Mass Regeneration called Datafix Workbench, and it also creates some stored procedures for the utility. In addition to running the SQL script, one needs to install DLLs and a service file that they need to be copied to the server locations, and there's also some DLLs that need to be copied to the client folder, both on the server or on any workstation or client machine that will be utilizing this utility. The Datafix programs are provided by Epicor. They are specific to a database issue, and they will always have a DF, Datafix file extension. Once you have the utility installed and you have each Datafix program that you want to use, it needs to be imported. To do that, you're going to open the workbench. You're going to select Actions and Import Datafix. This can take a minute or two to happen. So you may think that you didn't click it right. So give it a chance to pull that file across. Once you see it, then you're going to be able to select OK to import it, and that should happen pretty quickly. When you're to actually use the Datafix to make changes on your database, you're going to select the Datafix utility that you want to run. You're going to enter parameters, which most of the Datafix have some parameters that needed to be selected. Then you click on Report to display the associated records. Then you select the records that you want to update. And then you select Insert to update those records. It's a pretty straightforward tool. As I said, you will get a SQL script called Create Datafix Workbench from Epicor. This needs to be run on your Epicor server from the SQL Server and Management Studio against the database that you want to use the A tool against. In this case, we're going to use the database called E10Bill, which is one of my sandboxes. And we need to run that a SQL script, which is called Create Datafix Workbench. You're going to see it's kind of a lengthy script here. You're going to load that into SQL Server. Be sure that you are selecting the database that you want to run against, and then you're going to execute it. That should return one row affected when done. Once you have that, the Datafix, the application has been installed, but you still need to put in your DLLs and your service file on the server and also the client files. Again, these are provided from Epicor with your first Datafix, and here under the Datafix Workbench and the version 10700 in this case, you're going to end up with two folders, one called Client and one called Server. We'll do the server first. You're going to see that you have two subfolders within the server. We will bring up those folders on our server here. For server, they'll be located under C and under inetpub, www root, and then you need to choose the environment that you wish to install. This is going to be E10Bill, and then the server folder. From within there, you see we have assemblies, and then the two DLLs need to be copied into the assemblies folder here on the server. We'll select these both, we will copy them, and we're going to drop them into this folder with a paste. Well, they're already in there, and we will replace them both. And we have both of our DLLs installed for the server. Now we have to go to the ERP folder. I believe there's another DLL in here, or perhaps just No, just a service file. This is a web service file. This needs to go in the ERP and then BO a subfolders. So we're going to go back to our server, select ERP and BO. From here, we're going to copy that. We're going to drop it in. Now we have all the server files are in. Now we need to install the client files as well. And we go Datafix Workbench, we go to our client, and we're going to have 3 DLLs for the client. This is the client folder on your server for your install. It's located under Epicor, ERP10 client, and then client. That is where the client DLLs have to go. We're going to copy them all, and we're going to drop them in to this folder. Okay, now we have our DLLs and our SQL script ran. All the files have been placed. Now we can test to make sure that the application has installed properly. We're going to open this this environment of Epicor that we just ran the script against and installed the files. And we should now see the Datafix Workbench under the Upgrade Mass Regeneration folder. Okay, we're going to go to our menu. This is under System Management and Upgrade Mass Regen. It should be the last one, I believe. Or second to last. And here it is, the Datafix Workbench. This was not there prior. If we open it up, and there's our form. If we select Datafix here, see what we had, there should not be any in this one because we have not installed any. We have an empty selection. And now, as I said, we need to import any Datafixes that we're going to use. That comes from Actions, Import Datafix, and then you can browse to where you have those files located at. Again, these will come from Epicor, and we have some in our Datafix a workbench here. And we have 3 here. Okay. Again, the DFA folders. We'll select the one for the TransGL. And like I said, it takes a minute here, so it's coming. Once it populates into the input file name here, and then we'll be able to do the import. There we go. And we see that it is the proper file that we selected, the TransGL cache and record tables, Datafix. We say OK. And that should load it right into the tool. Now, when you do an import, it's going to open it up right away. So when you just say OK, it's already open. We're going to import the other 2 that we have handy here. Again, I browse to the file. Here's one that's designed to close job numbers that were orphaned. We select OK. And again, it does take a minute for it to bring it in. A little faster then. Good. We'll say OK there. That one goes in. It opens again. We're going to install one more. And that was a ship head delete utility. And again, these are going to be specific to your problems with your database. These do, in fact, replace the .p files that you used to get if you were running progress on an older version of Epicor. Okay, and we're going to close out of here. And we're going to go back in just to show that when you start the tool, you won't see any data fixes. You have to browse with your search button to see. And now we have 3 that are installed. So we're going to select the one to close job numbers, or actually, see what that brings up. There's usually a pretty comprehensive description on these since they are written as kind of one-offs to address specific problems. So this shows us here just what this is going to do. It's going to find jobs that aren't closed and complete, and it's going to allow us to update the job head with the complete flags to be true. Now, and then we go to the Run Datafix to actually utilize the tool, and you need to fill in your parameters here. For our companies, we're going to select our Epic 06. Our job number, we're going to select all. And on this particular fix, you have to select a close date, and we're going to say today that I'm recording this. It's going to be 2016. Okay, and then you have to select report to bring up any valid records. It will search for them, and it will list them here. Here we have a whole bunch of them. And just to show you that we can select them all. You can either select individual records, or you can select them all from a select all here. It takes a second to select them all because there's 214 records here. And we're not going to close all these because we don't need to close them all here. I'll unselect them all. And then I'll select a handful and we will run them. We're just going to do these few here. Once we've selected the records that we want to modify, we select update. That's going to, are we sure? Yes, we are. And those ones have been updated. Now, when you run the report a second time, that'll bring it from the same query to bring back all the irrelevant records. The ones that you've already updated should not come back. I'll illustrate that here with the other Datafix that we have. We're going to go out and we're going to try the one for the GL records. Okay, and again, this says it inserts missing records that didn't come with an update. We're going to run the Datafix. We're going to select all companies here. And we're going to go back, because this is our training database, to say 08. And let's report to show what's there. Okay, this shows 4 records that have an issue. We're going to select them all. We're going to do our insert. That'll run it. They should go away. And now it asks if you want to run report again. It always does. Typically, I say yes, because they shouldn't come back. Now, for some reason, these 4 records did not get updated properly because they came back again. So this specific fix, it wasn't written for the training database, and hence it did not do the update properly there. So we're going to run this again here on a different subset. We got nothing for Epic 01. Let's go to 06. Okay, we got 2 records here. Let's select them. Let's run the update. And they still come back. Well, this goes to show that sometimes if they're specific to the database, it's only going to work for your database. Just like prescriptions, don't share your data fixes. And that's how the tool works within Epicor 10 and 10.1. This is installed already on 10.1 out of the box. But if you have 10.0 in any flavor, you will need to do the install as illustrated with SQL Server Management Studio and install the DLLs and the web service file. Thank you very much for your time.